I'm recording this video to go over the things that I have planned for this and a short wireframe that I have developed, because I thought only one page requires a wireframe, everything else is pretty simple, so I don't need to create wireframes for them. So while I'm going through this demo of the software that I'm trying to build, or the solution that I'm trying to build, what I had in mind is that it should be flexible enough that it could allow you to edit anything, and it should be but it shouldn't be flexible enough that you make mistakes, silly mistakes on it, right? And another thing is, I didn't want it to make it too much automated, because automation kills the flexibility. But we still need flexibility on this system, because every time the price could change, or the description of each service could change depending upon the customer. So there will be automation, but there won't be like too much automation to uh, kill the flexibility, because that is how factories basically work, that they are too much automated that they create you know identical product every time, but we don't want that. So these were the two things that I had in mind, and also the productivity, so that your agents could quickly generate quotes, ideally while they are on the calls. This is what I have thought, and if they know the system well, they can quickly generate quotes while they are still on the call, and send them after the call right away, in just by after reviewing it for a few seconds, right? So that is how I planned the system. So first of all, it will be like, obviously you need this for multi users, so it will be multi users, right? With the admin access and the agent access, admin will have access to all the features. By features I mean the data of every user, right? So each user could see their own generated quotes, but admin can see all of the users generated quote, right? And another thing that the admin can do, obviously the admin can add or remove users. That is basically what admin does. So this is what admin can do. And the other feature that I thought of implementing is light and dark themes, because some people like their desktop to be lighter and white background, some like them to be dark. So this is another thing that I added in them, but if you want them, we can simply remove them. Obviously, because it is multi-user, it is password secured, password generated system. This will be a password generated system, and the way this will look like is, I didn't created a template for so wireframe for it, but I do have uh, a design that I can make, which is pretty simple, elegant, that I found on the internet. I think this is how the table will look, and basically this is how the table of user would look like, right? So you will be able to see admin. Obviously, in our case, there will be only admin, and the rest of them would be agents, and you can see them here. That you can see their email, and if you click on any of the user, you can go to edit them and stuff like that. And this is basically how the dashboard will be structured. You will be able to see your username and stuff like that, and then uh, this sidebar would be our you know things that we need here, like creating quotation and listing them, and creating templates and stuff like that, right? So this is basically how the dashboard will look like. I can implement it 100% like that if you really like it, but it will be something like that, because that is how admin panels look like. And if I now go to the actual stuff, that is the quote, creating the quotation, creating the service template, which is basically our point here, is, so what you can do is, what I've thought of is, let me just show you a wireframe that I created. It is hand drawn, so I'm sorry for that. I'm not a very drawing guy. I'm basically mostly a programmer, but so this is the thing that I have thought of, so I will go through them one by one. So this is the sidebar, something like that, where the admin can manage user, the admin can see all of the sent quotes that a user have sent, right? And then obviously they can go to creating a new template from here. They can see all of the templates from here, and then they can obviously they can send from template. Basically, if you have created a template for a specific tour and you think someone needs the exact same template, you can simply send them from right away. I added a new text here, but basically you can send them a templated quotation right away from this table. That will be table will basically be like that, right? So I can add a button next to each template row where you can select that I wanted to send this exact template to an end user. You will click that, a pop-up will open asking for the client name, the date between that, and then the date of the tour, and then the email of that client, and it will be sent to that client, right? So now if I go to creating a quotation, let's say you wanted to create a quote for a client, and you click on that create button, place somewhere in the sidebar. I created a rough template for that. You will be presented with two sections basically. One is this one that is filled out here. Let me just select and start creating something. So this section, I'm talking about this section. Oh, sorry, this section and then this section, right? These will be two sections basically created. And what you can do here is the top bar will show you the date range. This will be a date range picker where you can pick from the date range of that tour, right, starting and ending. And then there will be the name of the service provided, right? So that this will be the text that will be loaded on top of the page that each quotation had, which I saw. And then you will provide the client name and then the email, right? It will be after that, obviously the page will be bigger. I didn't have enough space, so you will enter the email there. These will be simple text input fields, and each of those regarding the productivity, this service provided, this client name, and this email will be especially this service provided will be autocomplete. So if you have some kind of services that you have created in the past, or service title that you have put in on top of each client's code, you can just start typing and it will auto populate and show you that. You can just select this and then it will be selected, email there. And then if I go there, after that there will be like this like of accordion type thing. Accordion is basically a section which pops up or get bigger when you click on them like this. So each service will be loaded like that. So this is the first service that they need, this is the second service, or this will be like sorted by date, right? And they will be loaded like that. And to show you that how this will be done, I have created something like that for one of my clients, and something like that. So there will be a plus button down there, and it will create accordion here for the service instead of this input field. This is basically different, but it will be something like that, right? A bigger section that goes halfway through the page, and it will load a new input where you can enter basically the service name, and then it will be selected. You can select a template from here, right? Or you can select directly start typing any service name, and if that service name doesn't have any template, you can simply go on editing. Then you can provide the price for it, and if it is a template, it will be auto populated. And then there will be this section that is here will be the preview of the data that will be filled in this document, right? And this will show you all the data that template you selected will have, and it will be editable, right? It gets loaded here and then you can edit it. Once you edit it, it won't edit the template, but it will only edit it here so that the template is secure. And it will have the date as well. There was some space was little, so I didn't add that. So it will be added according to that date in that specific date. So this is how you will be able to add any service, and these services will be listed in this document. Obviously there will be a logo up here, and then the client name, and then the service, and then the other thing that you load after that, and then it will start loading the service services. So how services will load, what I have thought, you can obviously comment and we can make the adjustment, is first there goes the service name, and then here will be the service price, and then the description of that service here, like that. After that, like that, which will be here, which we can edit here. And this this text field isn't a simple text field where you can type in stuff like that. It will be an HTML editor where you can obviously style your text, right? Because we want some styling there, maybe bullet points or something like that. So it will be editable. You can edit this portion of this service detail, right? And it will be loaded, whatever you type here, it will be loaded here, and it will be showing you the preview of whatever you are typing here, and how this email will be sent to the client, right? Everything will be loaded here in this section, document preview, and it will be showing you live. And then if you wanted to create a new service or wanted to add a new service to this list, what you can do is, I have thought of two things. One is that I give you a giant button here, and then it will load this box, and where you can type the name of the service that you want to add, and it will add it, or you want to add new one, just as you like. Or I can add smaller buttons like that for each category, like food, hotel, transfer, tour, or anything, and you can just simply click on that, and it will only populate, and it will only show you the services in this category, right? So I have thought of both of them. You can let me know which one is better for for your productivity. Yeah. So this is what I have thought, and how it will load is basically what I have. This is something else, but it will start loading this like that. If I add it like that, and let me just do that quickly, so it will load it like that. But instead of this is just a simple box, it will be editable in this page, right? So everything will be editable in this accordion, and at the right side of this is where the preview will go. And obviously you can click on trust button. Currently what this does is actually it loads this section to add a new column here, but in our case it will load an accordion and with the input field. And once you, let's say you have loaded a service template that you want to load here, right? Once you load that, you can edit anything of that service. You can edit their price, service detail, or name, and that won't be reflected in the template. It will only be edited here and loaded here, right? So you can create a template and then edit it pretty much very easily. So it will have the flexibility, but I'm asking for the client name and service provided in the header, which is simple input field, so that we don't make mistakes on this section, which is really important. And another thing, once you have typed in the all of the services that you want to provide to the user, they will be loaded in a table after all of the service details in like that, and it will have detail of each service and in a table, and it will be totaled at the end of that. It will be done automatically, so to make sure the user doesn't make any mistake totaling them. All right. So, and another thing, let's say you wanted to create a template, right? This a quotation template, and how you can do is you can create a field like that, and you will start populating the services that you want to create in that template. And once you think that you wanted to save this as a template, you can simply click on a button here, which will be loaded something here, or at any place that you will look good. And once you click that, it will be saved as a template, and you can use it to send any email, right? Any further quotation. And to create a service template, you can simply load it like that. I have created this here, where you at the top of the input field you will type the short description of the service, so that you can remember it and load it in this while you are filling out the service name here. So it will be loaded, and then you can type in the service name and then the price of it, and then the details that you want to. And obviously this will be an editor, a rich editor where you can basically style your text as well. Okay, so this is what I have thought of building as far as the system goes. I think I basically covered everything, and it has the automation, it has the flexibility, it has the productivity in it, and uh, every field here. Let's say you are typing the service name in here, it will be, it will give you suggestions and autocomplete if you want, and stuff like that. How you have seen in other system, you must have seen in other system, right? So this is how I am planning to implement. And if I go over other things, and other small things that I've thought of to implement the productivity is, as soon as the user logs in, they will be automatically redirected to the create quotation page, so that this they can save time. And the optional feature that I can add, but I don't know if you need them or not, is the admin can, let's say admin can share templates. Let's say the admin have created a quotation template or the service template, and he wants to share with users, so that no user have to create their templates themselves. They can do that, or each user can have their own service template that they wanted to create. Or let's say if any user creates a template, it will be available for everyone, something like that. So these features are optional. If you want them, you can obviously let me know, I can add them, and they will be good for productivity. And another thing that I have thought is could be optional, maybe if you need or not, and I can load a dashboard where you will be able to see total number of quotations sent to clients each month, and quotation that resulted in order, because obviously we are tracking the quotation that resulted in order and stuff like that. So you will be able to see, report based on agent. You obviously, a table will be loaded where it will show the total number of quotation agent has sent, and then the quotation that was do you say that was accepted as an order, and you can calculate their output and how they are working and stuff like that. So that could be added as well if you need them. If you don't need, that is obviously fine. So this is what I have thought of, and I think I covered everything. And if you think if there is anything missing, you can surely let me know. I will add that here. And please let me know about this optional feature, that if you want them or not, about the sharing of templates and the dashboard. And if if the user create a template, would it be available only to that user, or would it be available to every user in the system, or yeah, something like that. So do let me know what you think, and we can move forward from there. Thank you so much.